Hi everyone, my name is Lwanele Mabece, also known as Keloid Warrior. I am the co-founder of 043 Lux, a beauty and lifestyle brand, and I'm also the founder of Keloid Warrior Lifestyle, a health and nutritional brand. Many of you know me but do not know my story. And I'm so happy to be part of such an amazing team, and I'm so glad to have been given a platform to share my story with those that are actually wondering, where does Keloid Warrior come from and what actually happened. In 2014, I was involved in a very ugly and tragic car accident. I flung out of a windscreen of a moving car, and 3 days later, I woke up in the hospital not knowing what is going on or actually what went on. Till this day, it's 2021 now. I still can't remember what happened that day. And I think I must say I'm actually grateful that I don't remember anything because the trauma that came with the after effects, I think they would have me in another state. So I was a passenger in the vehicle that we were driving in. And unfortunately, the driver lost control at about 10 p.m. at night on the N12 going to the East Rand. I woke up in hospital. I had all of these scars, which are called keloid scars. I didn't even know that scars had different names to them. I woke up with keloid scars. Um, I had lost my teeth. I could not walk. I was in a wheelchair. I literally could not do anything. I remember the first time when I saw myself, or rather how my face looks with all these scars. I had gone to the bathroom and I can't remember when was the last time I cried like this. I got discharged from the hospital after a week. I went home, but I was still an outpatient. So every week I had to go back to the hospital to go check, to go get checked up, to clean my stitches and everything. So every time I need to go back to the hospital, I've got all of these flashbacks of the last time I left, or rather, the first time I woke up and I found myself in that bed. My life really changed for the worse for a couple of months before I took control over it again. I used to drink myself to sleep, not wanting to live life and actually take control of what's going on around me. I drank myself to sleep. I would wake up in the morning, take pills. I wouldn't even eat. I would wake up in the morning, take pills. I wouldn't even down the pills, the actual medication, with water. I would use alcohol because that was my escape at that moment. That was my escape, and that was how I coped with the situation that I was in. Because this for me was new. I have never had any scars on my face, let alone keloid scars, which I don't even know what are they, where do they come from. So me drinking, me not wanting to go out and be seen, me always being at home and indoors was my coping mechanism. I think I did this for a good 2 to 3 months because I'm home now. I'm on sick leave, and that's the only thing I used to do. I used to wake up. I stopped going to gym, so I would wake up, go get my alcohol, and just drink the whole day. Sometimes I wouldn't even eat, and I would be passed out. I think 90% of the day. That killed my self confidence in a way that I wouldn't leave the house without any makeup. I would feel that even if I'm getting petrol, if the petrol attendant is asking me for payment, I would feel as if they are looking at my scars. And everyone would want to know what happened. I remember there would even be people saying to me, did my partner hit me? What happened? I think the car accident would be the last thing on their minds. So me also having to tell the story almost every day. If I decide to go to gym, I need to be telling the story. If I decide to go to the mall, I need to be telling the story. So my next best bet is to sit at home and not do anything. I would call people to do things for me. I would order in. I just did not go anywhere. I did not do anything. But one day I then decided this is not me. This can't be my life. I've got so many plans. I've got so many goals. I've got so many things that I still want to do. I was still very young then. I'm not saying I'm old now, but I was still very young then. Um, my then boss and I had a fallout because he didn't understand how come I don't want to come to work, because he had expected that I will come back to work sooner than my sick leave was over. I was so out of it. I then decided I'm leaving this job. So in the midst of losing my self confidence, having all of these scars, I then lost my job as well. Okay, well, I didn't lose it, but I quit because I felt this is really just not working for me. And because I used to be a marketing manager for a hair salon in Fourways, there are people there on a daily basis, 24/7. I'm telling the story. I think in a day I'll be telling like 10 people. So that's also taking me back and is making me more depressed. I remember there would even be times whereby when I leave the salon, because I went back for like a week and then that's when I quit, I wouldn't get on the highway without having a drink in the car because I just need to calm myself down. And then I know when I get home, I'll pass out, I'll have pills again. And that's just how I lived and I coped. And then I was home again for quite some time. But in this process of me being home again, I then made a decision, which now these are actually the steps that I'll be taking you through. My topic is wearing your confidence always, because I was a very confident child, but I lost my self confidence due to something I had no control over and something that I didn't plan myself, but that was God's plan for me. So I now had to pick myself up, take myself out of that dark place that I was in, and I will be speaking about those steps. I'll be taking you guys through those steps so you can know how I got my self confidence back. And right now it was first on like 100%. Now I think I'm on like 150%. I'm unstoppable. Nobody can tell me anything. Most of the time I don't wear makeup, and I'm so happy with myself right now. I I never thought this would be me. And I'm so glad that we have platforms like Switch It Up that allow us to tell people that it's okay to wear your scars, because that also makes you strong and it shows people that what tried to harm you did not succeed. So I will be taking you through, I'll call these the Keloid warrior steps. of getting your self-confidence back, as I said, my topic is always wearing your confidence. The first step I did was to make the decision that I no longer want to be in this dark place. This is not for me. It's not working. It's not who I am. I made the decision, but I did not only make the decision. My second step, I prayed about it a lot. I prayed about it. I asked God to give me guidance, to show me the way forward, to actually show me steps and give me signs of what to do after this. Because I remember asking Him while praying, crying, but God, why me? And then I answered myself again and said, but if not me, then who? This was something that had to happen. It taught me a lesson. It elevated me. And it really took me to the best times of my life. I'm not where I want to be in life, but I'm working towards it. And I know that I'm well on the way. The following step would be meditation. I meditated a lot. I spent some time alone, and during this time alone, I used to journal almost everything, if not everything, maybe 99% of the things. I journaled my life. I wrote down where I see myself in 5 years' time. I wrote down my plans. I wrote down how water made me feel that day. I wrote down how coffee made me feel that day. And that helped me to track whereabout am I in getting out of that dark place, because I had made a decision. I prayed about it that I am going to take myself out of this dark place, because if you yourself, you don't do it, nobody's going to do it for you. I took control of my life. I started going out of the house with no makeup on. I went back to gym. I started eating healthy. And I think we all know that if and when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you do good. I took control of my life. I started seeing like the lights literally at the end of the tunnel. From there, I started speaking to myself in a very positive way. I stopped using words like I can't, or no, that's not for you. No, you are not worthy. No, you can't do that. But I started speaking to myself in a very positive way. I started using words like I can and I will. You've got this. You will do it. It's possible. There's so much power into positive talk, talking to yourself in a positive way. If you can do that the first thing in the morning, obviously after your morning prayer, it can change your whole day completely. Completely. From there, I also stopped trying to please everyone and to be there for everyone. I stopped being Mother Teresa because I knew that I'm not where I want to be in terms of getting back my self-confidence. So I need to take care of myself first. I started being selfish with myself. I stopped pouring from an empty cup. And I also learned that when I'm tired, I should not quit. There are many times whereby I would say, I can't do this, I'm not going to do this, and I won't do it. And literally, I just don't do it. But I decided that when I'm tired or when I'm feeling emotional, it happens to the best of us. Sorry. The only thing I'll do is I'll learn to rest and then start again. I know that I've never been a quitter. I've never been somebody who gives up. And it's not going to happen now. I'm definitely not going to be doing this now. With me journaling my life and taking control in my life, I decided to pack up my life because I had plans for myself. I've always had plans for myself. I packed up my life, put most of my stuff in storage, and I moved to East London. I moved to East London in October 2017. This is 3 years later after the tragic accident. But now my self-confidence levels are like at least on 1995. So I'm getting there. I mean, I even had the strength to say, you know what, I need to pursue my dreams. I've had these dreams written down in my journal for the longest time. I need to now do something about them. Packed up my life. I went to East London. I opened up my first brand, which is 043 Lux. It's a beauty and lifestyle company. 3 years later, actually last year, yes, 3 years later, in 2020, I went on a serious weight loss journey. I went on a serious self love journey. I stopped drinking. I was very particular with what I'm eating. I then started my newest brand, my newest baby, Keloid Warrior Lifestyle, which is a health and nutritional brand. All of this happened last year during COVID when we couldn't go to the gym. We were all locked in. We couldn't do anything. I started my new brand and it has been so amazing. So, what I do is I'm actually a health coach. So, I coach people on how to eat, how to exercise. I do have a personal trainer in house that I work with as per request. I've got groups on social media. Oh, my social media accounts are Keloid Warrior. That's on Instagram and Facebook. So you can just have a look at what we do. You can send me DMs or inquiries if you would like to either purchase some of the products that I have, because I do have your waist trainers, resistant bands. I make my own fasting tea. I make my own detox tea. So if you would like to inquire about that, what ingredients are in there, which everything that I use is all natural. All my contact details are on my pages. You are more than welcome to do so. I started the brand last year during COVID and we are growing. I started when we were all at home, but now I've managed to get offices and it's doing very, very well. And I know for a fact that if I did not go through that dark place, I would not be able to unlock my potential. So now I'm doing everything that I had promised my younger self then in 2014 that I would do, even before the accident and mid accident when I had decided to take my life back.